Hey, what's up students? It's Saad here with 52 Cards. In this video, I'll be sharing with you a really lovely technique known as the rub-a-dub Vanish. Okay, so here's just a quick demonstration of what that is. You take a card, any card at all, and by simply rubbing it on the surface of the table, that card will disappear. So stay tuned, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so let's talk about the handling of this move. Now first I should mention that this isn't meant to be like a standalone trick or anything. This is a utility move that's really effective to throw into a larger piece, a larger trick of some sort, to make it more visual, to make it more magical, or whatever it is. Okay? But let's get into it. Now, from a technical standpoint, this move is very easy to do. There's not much technique involved. This is 100% about timing. Okay, if the timing is off, it's not going to look good. If the timing is right, it looks like pure magic. All right, so here is the handling. You take the card, any card you want, and you're going to push it to the side of the deck. Now, some people will push it over like so, and then other people prefer to put it at a slight angle like so. This is how I prefer it, so this is how I'll teach it. But different people do this move differently, so you can kind of choose the handling that you prefer. But this is how I'll teach it to you. So you're going to take a card, you're going to angle it like so, and this is the approximate position that I end in. So my left thumb is clamping down in the top left corner of that card. My first finger is wrapped around the front edge of the deck, and it's contacting both the card and the whole deck. And yeah, so here's what happens next. This is the actual move. My right hand is going to come over, and it's going to approach the deck like so. It's going to go past the card, and then I'm going to start coming down like so, okay? So that's the motion of my right hand. I come over and then down like this. Now, at the exact right moment, what I need to do is I need to square this card with the top of the deck. And the way I do that is I kind of pull in with my right thumb, and that card is going to swivel and end flush with the deck. So this is the first thing to practice, actually. Before you even worry about your right hand, just practice getting that card in the proper position, and then with one hand, quickly and efficiently squaring it. And ideally you want it to be perfectly square. If it's still a little bit unsquared, it's not going to look as good. So practice going from here to here, here to here. And you don't have to put it at an angle like I mentioned earlier. You could do it just like a straight side jog and then like this. But I feel like the swivel, by putting it at an angle, like, you can kind of swivel it back into place, and I think that's just cleaner. Okay, so practice this. I'm just pulling my thumb in, and then my first finger is also kind of just helping guide the card so that it stays square with the deck once it's done. Okay, so very, very simple, very easy to do this. It's just a matter of doing it at the right time. Okay, so back to the move. Your right hand is going to come over. On the way down, pay attention to the mirror here. On the way down, right about here is where I want to start the swivel, and then I come over and lay my hand flat against the surface. And you want to make sure all your attention is here. You yourself are looking here. You don't want any attention on this hand. You want this to be cold. You want this to be hot. Okay? So you rub, and then you do the motion or whatever to make it vanish. So that's the basics. I'm going to go into a few more tips now and hopefully help you out. Here's a valuable tip that will help you avoid flashing the card being squared with the top of the deck. And that is when doing the move, at the same time, it helps to also do a bit of a wrist kill with your left hand. Okay, wrist kill means, when you turn your hand palm down. Now, you're not going to do a complete wrist kill. What I like to do is kind of like a half wrist kill. So I end in a position like so. Okay, so what you don't want to do is you don't want to do the move and then leave your hand completely flat with the cards facing the ceiling, because that way, if for whatever reason the card isn't completely squared or your timing is a little bit off, it'll be very obvious. People will be able to see that. However, if when doing the move, you turn your hand like this, now you have a little bit more room for error because the top card of the deck isn't clearly visible anymore. So it's helpful. Check it out in a mirror. Of course, I didn't mention this already, but make sure you practice in front of a mirror or in front of a camera. That's the only way that you're going to be able to get the timing right. Okay, and you'll see that when I do this wrist kill, it just helps shade the top of the deck. Okay, timing is still very important, but it's going to give you a little bit more leeway. One other tip is you don't want any sudden fast movement. Sometimes when people first begin to learn this technique, what they do is they come here and then it's like a very sudden thing because their timing isn't right. So they try to compensate that with speed, and that's not a good idea. You want to work on the timing to the point where you can do this in a slow, relaxed way. If you do any sudden movements, it makes it look awkward. It makes it look less magical. So practice on doing it slowly and efficiently, and just getting that timing just right. All right, and the last thing is you just want to have a nice motion here. Make sure you don't have any windows in your fingers when you're doing this rubbing motion, because then they'll be able to see that the card was never there to begin with. But just really pretend like the card, you yourself should believe that the card is there and act like it is, and your spectators will be more likely to believe it as well. And then you can just do this nice magical gesture to make it vanish. So that is the Rub-a-Dub Vanish. I hope you love that move. I'll be showing you some really nice applications for that move within the context of larger effects and tricks in future videos. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to learn more sleight of hand technique, more magic, you can check out 52cards.com and subscribe to the channel for future videos. All right, so take care, you guys. Hope that helped, and have an amazing day.